Good afternoon from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Tuesday, January 19th market update. On the economic front, we had the U.S. Treasury International Capital. Foreign demand jumped to 126.68 billion. Prior month was for 29.7 billion. U.S. housing market index, the home builder sentiment came in a little bit weaker at 15. Prior month was 16. We had earnings out of IBM after the market closed. Q4 earnings per share came in at $3.59 on an estimate of $3.47, and revenue came in at $27.2 billion on an estimate of $27 billion. They raised their 2010 profit target and currently was down about 2% to 131.50 in after hours trading. On deck for tomorrow, we have a whole bunch of earnings, but some of the financials are Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Jefferies, and Morgan Stanley. And then tomorrow for tech, we've got Skyworks Solutions, we've got Z-Line-X, we've got F5 Networks. And then we'll have the producer price index tomorrow and housing starts tomorrow. The dollar, gold, silver, copper, and oil were all up. Take a quick look at the UUP. So we've been talking about it. It's been in this channel. The dollar's been in this channel down. It was up pretty high today, as high as 22.91, and then it's pulled back, kind of pulling back away from this, possibly from this trend line on this channel down. So we'll keep it on a dollar. That helped stocks a little bit as the dollar pulled back during the day. Light sweet crude futures were up $1.02 to settle at $79.02. Let's go over and take a look at the chart of the Dow. Take a look at the Dow. All right. Dow closed up 115 points to 10,725. The S&P closed up 14 points to 1,150. The Nasdaq closed up 32 points to 2,320, and the Russell closed up 11 points to 649. The Russell had the largest percent gain, up 1.75%. The Dow had the smallest percent gain, up 1.09%. So we're looking at the Dow. We're up against this resistance level still, this 10,725. MACD is actually a little lower here than it was here, so I don't know. It's hard. The MACD hasn't really been telling the story that much of late. S&P also up against resistance levels. And let's take a look at the 60-minute on the S&P. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So if you take a look at the 60-minute, this is one of the things I've been watching as, you know, as we're going higher and then down and then here. But if you look at here, here's the MACD. Look at here, the MACD's a little bit lower. Look at here, the MACD's even a little bit lower on the 60-minute chart. So this just makes me think that we're still range bound, and, you know, unless we just have some kind of a, you know, economic report or some earnings that just astonish the market and we go blowing through these levels, I still think we're kind of stuck around this level. So we'll see. Let's look at gold. Gold still holding this 110 support, kind of consolidating a little bit. Silver looked real strong today. Didn't have a lot of volume though behind it today, but it's trying to break out above that downtrend line on the SLV. Let's look at Goldman. Goldman, yeah, still hanging there. That low of what, 163 or so. It's 163.90. XLF, financials, quite a few of them are pretty good today. XLF was up a little bit. Bank of America was up some. Let's look at the VIX. So if we look at the VIX, still kind of in this channel down, but we're holding around this 1750 right now and consolidating around here. So, I mean, I don't know if that means we're going to get a bounce, which would, you know, obviously be probably bearish on the market, or not, but we'll continue to watch the VIX because it looks like it is consolidating and holding the 1750, at least for now. All 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. The healthcare and drug sectors were both up around 2%, and the industrial transportation index was the weakest by being up only 0.38%. Here's a snapshot of the healthcare, the drugs, insurance was up, semis were pretty good. Your gold was weak, broker dealers, retail, internet, industrial transportation. Now over to ChartWatch. AK Steel trying to hold support around this 23,050 or so area. Volume was definitely started kicking in right there, so that's probably a good area for a low risk entry buy point, depending on the market tomorrow morning. Celgene still holding. It's kind of consolidating after breakout. Heat looked real good today. It was up 8%. Suncor, I like Suncor after it broke out of this triangle. It's tested the backside of that downtrend line, and volume seemed to pick up a little bit today, so keep an eye on Suncor for higher prices. Textron, after its breakout, it consolidated a little bit, then went higher today. Still looks pretty good. Amazon, it's hanging tough in here, trying to hold this 125.50 or so area, so keep an eye on Amazon. Netflix has been really strong, then it's been pulling back, but it looks like it's possibly in a falling wedge, a continuation wedge, bullish if it breaks out to the upside here, and it's trying to hold around this 50 area. Caterpillar, after its ascending triangle breakout, is still hanging around that $60 mark. Chicago Bridge and Iron, CBI, real strong, lots of volume. PNC, it did its best to break out today, then pulled back a little bit, but there's a lot of volume there. If financials go higher, this one should have a big breakout. Granger, been watching this as well. GWW, nice tight consolidation channel there, and then it's broke out, and it broke out of that. Still watching Atwood Oceanics. I want to get it somewhere down here. CMI, Cummings, big volume out of this bull flag, or big move out of the bull flag, but it didn't have a lot of volume behind it. Sorry about that. It didn't have a lot of volume. Intuit, been watching this. It's still kind of hanging out, but it's definitely not falling. Looks good. VMware hanging out, still holding that 45 support area. Lubrizol, been watching this one. It's definitely wanting to go higher. Lots of volume on LZ. Looks good. Swift Energy had volume coming back in today, and it looks good for some higher prices here. Intersys broke out with some volume day above the downtrend line. DGX, Quest Diagnostics, another one, had a much higher above the downtrend line today, and it had some decent volume, not tons, but had pretty good volume behind it. Walter Energy, still holding around this 73.50 or so support area. If coal goes higher, Walter should fly. NetLogic looks really good, lots of volume coming in today, lots of volume. It was up off this uptrend, bullish trend line. It looks real good. Should have support around this 44 area. Fleur Systems. It's got kind of a double support area right here, so keep an eye on this. If it takes out the low of 30.77 by 50 cents or so, I'd probably bail on it. And then CMG, this thing after its breakout, it's tight consolidation, which is bullish, looks good. Let's go take a look at the current market signals. Follow the point and figure charts for the Dow, Nasdaq, S&P. They all remain on buy signals, still look good. I'm going to take a quick look at the Nasdaq here, because if we can print 2,330, we'll have a triple top breakout on the Nasdaq. So keep an eye on that. And that's it for today. Thanks for joining me, and always remember to invest sharp.